I gotta read. Welcome to the 615 Hideaway. My name is Sammy Passamano, and today we have a very special guest, Uncle Si and the Si-Cotics. How you guys doing today?
Doing
Happy
fine.
when we know it. Clap our hands.
Clap our hands. You were telling a story about the clapper.
Yeah, don't buy that. Don't buy that.
Don't buy
Yeah,
that.
it's a picture jump.
Keep your money and turn your own light on.
Yes, yes. So we have, for anybody who doesn't really know about Uncle Si and the Si-Cotics, I say go check them out on their social media pages, on their website. We have Marsha Robertson, right? And you are...
Well, that's Robertson. Robertson.
What'd I say?
You said Robinson, but she could be
Robinson?
Mrs. Robertson. You could do that. It might get weird
Robertson.
with your husband,
I
but
hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Robinson,
And you're married to
Robertson.
Scott?
I am.
Yes.
His son.
His son.
My clone.
Yeah.
Lord
Yeah.
help us all.
And you guys do a Facebook Live on the social media pages where you guys go live together. And you want to tell us a little bit about that?
We do. We when we're together,
when we're together.
we do Facebook Live together, and then when we are in our separate areas of the country, I go live on Mondays. She goes live on Wednesdays,
And I go live on
goes
Fridays.
live on Fridays.
Sometimes
Most of the
he,
time.
sometimes he goes live
Yeah.
on Fridays, as long as he has his technical man.
Yes.
As long as my
Yeah.
technical man is available.
And we have Uncle Si, known for his role in Duck Dynasty. If you don't know Uncle Si or haven't seen the show Duck Dynasty, I recommend checking it out. I can only imagine what it'd be like to watch that show for the first time again, because it was a fun show.
Well, we had a good run, okay? And it was a lot of fun, and it was, family oriented. So the Robertson family got to hang out, for 5 years together. Now, they're like a bunch of quail. They're scattered in every direction, and I never see them.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys being here, and we have a songwriter with us today, and I know you might get tired of hearing about the big hit you wrote for Jason Aldean.
Oh no, I don't get tired of it. I walked my mailbox. I'm happy.
That was a monster hit. That was a monster hit.
It was a monster hit.
Yeah,
it was. Thank you.
It was a song that I heard, and I like Jason Aldean. I like his music.
I like him too. Yeah.
I like a lot of his earlier stuff as well. And when I heard that song, I was like, yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. That means a lot. Yeah, I've been writing songs for a long time. You just don't know which baby's going to grow up and make you money, but that one did.
Yes, it did. Yeah, which is great. And so I kind of wanted to get into a little bit of how the band started. How did you guys meet initially?
Well, it's Jesus, but Si.
Okay, and like she said, okay, we should have never met this lady, okay? Me and my daughter-in-law was doing a charity event at a Loser's parking lot in Nashville, okay? She gets a call, okay, this lady, Amy, I think is her name?
Well, it's Mandy, but Amy's close.
Mandy,
Yeah.
that was close. Mandy calls Bridgette and says, hey, look, Bridgette, I want you to do this charity event with the veterans and, first responders. And Bridgette said, darling, this Thanksgiving's coming up. I've got a ticket to go home to South Carolina, so I appreciate the offer, but no, I'm not going to be there, And the lady says, oh, just think about it, hangs up. And Bridgette goes, I just told her no. And she says, think about it. So a couple of days goes by, she calls her again and says, hey, did you think about doing this charity event? And Bridgette said, darling, I told you last time, I've got a ticket to go home. It's Thanksgiving, I'm gonna be with my family.
Yeah, caca on the plane. I'm going
I'm gonna be
home.
flying, And Bridgette told her that, and she said, oh, just think about it. Bam, hung up again. Bridgette going, this lady must be nuts. I done told her twice, I'm not gonna be there. I'm going home for Thanksgiving. She calls her again. And Bridgette said, okay, let me think about it. So she thinks about it. She said, anytime she's got a dilemma, she calls her best friend. She calls, Leah's her name, but she calls her Love. So she called Love and said, Love, I got a problem. And Leah said, what? Talking about, well, this woman keeps calling me and say, or do you want to do this charity event? And I've told her no twice, but she keeps saying, think about it, Leah said, well, you know me, I got to pray about it. I'll pray about it and then I'll call you back tomorrow. So she prayed about it. She called Bridgette back and said, Bridgette, you're not going to like my answer. And Bridgette said, well, you know, I ain't got no choice. Make it quick, you know, cause I gotta
Change
do
the
something.
flight.
You know, she said, well, maybe you can't rush Jesus here. You know, I'm gonna pray about it, and then I'll, you know. So Leah says, hey, you're supposed to be there. I can't tell you why. Well, voila.
Welcome
Here's
to the
the
life.
reason why.
Why? Yeah.
And I've
Me and
been in
Marsha.
therapy ever since.
She's adopted. I've adopted this lady.
Nope.
Okay, and
Always,
she'll
there's
tell
no
you,
paperwork.
there are
There's
no legal paperwork
There
on
ain't
it.
no papers to prove that.
Yeah.
She's just in denial.
Well, you produced or helped produce. I think you produced this.
I produced the record,
EP,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And-
We wrote all the songs together. Well, most all of the songs together, and then the ideas started formulating around that, and I was able to produce this and work with my favorite engineer, Mr. Chad Carlson, and we had a blast. Trying to get him to sing was the challenging part of it.
Well, how was that process? I was going to ask you, how was the process? Of
Well, it looked like
recording
this.
in the studio.
This is the timing side. Then
It was-
he's going to
look,
call the
it was
abuse
child
line
abuse.
for child abuse is accurate.
Because I just told her I've just turned 13. Okay, I'm a 13-year-old trapped in a 70-year-old body, but it was
it's
child abuse
accurate.
because she was in the booth with me going, bam, bam, bam. Can't you feel it? And I said, yeah, I'm feeling it.
Timing is interesting
I've got,
with this
I've
one,
got
yeah.
bruises on me, but no, that was such an interesting process.
He don't exaggerate either. He's had over bridges.
Because look, I missed the last day of duck hunting season.
Oh,
I'm with these two ladies, and when I was telling my brother and my nephews, I said, guys, I won't be here tomorrow. And they said, what are you talking about? I said, I just told you I won't be here tomorrow. And they said, you do know that it is the last day of duck season, right? I said, I know what day it is, dummy. I said, but I'm not gonna be here.
It's
And they said, are you
blasphemy.
sick?
You
And
don't miss
I said,
hunting.
no, I'm not sick. I said, I won't be here. They said, well, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna be with my band. We're gonna be writing some songs.
And we wrote Hunting Something that day.
Yeah.
So the irony, we wrote Hunting Something on the
Yeah.
last day of duck season is probably one of my favorite stories about us writing songs.
yeah. Which that song is about family and
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
traditions and things of that nature. Which we'll get into all those songs down the road. But I would imagine that that the recording process was different as far as mic placements and
Oh no, we had more
saying
fun.
word. Yeah.
Okay, and I told Chad, the
You
engineer-
had more fun.
Oh no, we had fun. We had fun because when I was singing, they was ribbing me. Okay, hey dummy, will you get it right? You know, shut up, I'm trying to sing here. You know, and then when they got up there, I said, hey Felicia, you gonna ever get this thing right? It's one little song.
And that's okay, because we were in the booth and we couldn't hear him.
Right, we were in there with headphones on, so we couldn't hear anything he was saying. It's a beautiful thing. No, it was a completely different recording process for me because everything that I had done in the past, as far as things I produced, I'm just working with one artist. I'm working with one band. I'm working with one artist. I'm working with one engineer, and this had all these elements of 3 different people and trying to get these voices together. So it was a brand new experience for me. And well, I mean, I'll tell you now. I didn't want to tell you then. I was like, I have no idea how to do what I'm doing right now. There was a lot of praying in it and a lot of answered prayers, and it all just kind of came together.
I'm glad you waited till now to tell
Yeah, I wasn't gonna tell you all that then.
That's so comforting.
I'm supposed to be professional. Wink.
Yeah. Now, have you guys recorded before? I know you guys did a Christmas record a couple years ago, I think it was.
I have.
So you had some experience in the studio.
Oh, that platinum thing that you have on your
Platinum one
floor?
that was
Yeah,
laying
the
on
platinum
floor,
that I've got
covered
laying in my
dust.
Yes,
that's covered
yeah.
in
And he was
dust.
like, Marsha, you can just have that. I don't need it, but it's a platinum record. I don't.
No, they was telling me some interview, and they said, "Well, what other singing things have you done?" And I said, "Oh, that's about it." And then they both said, "No, he done a Christmas album. Him and his family done a Christmas album that actually went platinum." You know, and then they started asking me stuff. Well, you know, she said, "Well, where is that thing at, Dad?" And I said, "I think the last time I seen it, it was leaning against the wall in a hallway and got dust
Just
on
holding
it."
the paint up.
Covered in
Yeah.
dust.
Just holding the paint up, you know.
Yeah.
And they said, "That's where your platinum record is?" I said, "Yeah." You know, I just
So why?
yeah. So
What?
yeah, you know,
It's okay. Yeah. Now, how about yourself in the studio? Was that your first time in the studio recording, or have you recorded
No,
before?
I recorded in high school with my choral group, which was totally different, completely.
Oh yeah, that's total different experience for sure.
And then we actually produced, well, Corey's sister Ashley helped us produce an album for their vow renewal. I don't remember how many years ago that was. So we did kind of have some time in the booth, in the studio for that. But again, it was a complete different experience from...
Yeah, because apparently you had the child abuser over here.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Well, I think we're gonna see if we can take a question from Facebook.
Facebook questions.
Facebook, and if you guys have more questions, please fill in and leave a comment about your questions as well.
All right, Big Jim, give us your best shot.
Big Jim.
Let's do it. Our first question is from Sharon Hoskins Worley in Bakewell, Tennessee, which is near Chattanooga.
Hey, Sharon.
Her question is for Uncle Si, do you match your socks with your outfit? For example, blue shirt, blue socks?
No, what would it make any difference? You don't get to see them anyway.
Are you wearing socks?
Are you
Yes,
even
I'm
wearing
wearing
socks?
socks.
Do you even know what color they are
They're
right
black.
now? Oh, they are? Oh, how do you know?
Because I...
Did you have to put them on him? That makes sense if you had to put them on him.
No, I've helped with his laundry before.
Oh, okay.
Okay, she's helped with the laundry.
So no, you don't match?
Good daughter-in-law. No, I don't mess nothing.
We're very
Okay?
well aware.
You gotta understand something, okay? Wrangler's one of our sponsors, okay?
They're good to us.
She's the one that picked out everything. I told her, said, hey, bright colors, bright colors.
We just pick out his clothes and tell him to put them on.
That's right. And then tell me where to go, where to show up.
He actually does pretty good,
And
though.
I go, yes,
Because
yes.
he comes from Louisiana, and I come from Idaho, and then she's in Nashville. And when we come together, he's got some pretty nice outfits
Yeah, we
picked
happen
out.
to coordinate
He's done pretty
somehow. We
well.
don't even know how that happens. It just kind of works out that way. What else you got, Jim?
Let's do another Facebook question. This one is actually to Marsha. This is from Wendy McMaster from Tampa, Florida. She says, I love the song Garrison from your new album. Is that your favorite song to sing live?
That's a hard one. I don't really have a favorite one to sing live because they're all different. They all emote different emotions. That one can be tough sometimes to sing because it's so personal and so close to me. I think my favorite to do live is As Seen on TV, though. I think that's got to be my favorite just because.
And I will tell you why. Because both of them get to pick on yours truly.
And we love that.
Okay, and they love to do that. That song is so hard for me to sing because they're always interrupting me.
You don't even
Oh,
have to sing.
whatever. You don't even hear
to
us.
sing. He doesn't even have to
Yeah, I hear
sing.
y'all.
What is he talking
You're
about?
telling stories.
So
You're
here
not
you-
even singing.
Here
It's
you
just-
go again.
It's like As Seen on TV happening right now.
It's just like real life. He'll tell a story and we have to interrupt him. It's real life on stage. See?
Y'all see what I got to put up with.
We do. You ready for another one?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Please, Jim.
All right. This is to Bridgette and from Sheila Peak. And her question is, what's the biggest bass or other fish you've ever caught? And was it bigger than Uncle Si's biggest catch?
Biggest bass I probably ever, by the way, hey, biggest bass I ever caught was probably about 5 pounds. I was in a tournament. That was pretty good sized bass. You would have been proud. Hey, you ain't on this question. It's
Are
just
you
my
sure
question.
Yes, I
you
was.
put me in the middle
Biggest
here?
fish,
Hey,
biggest
I was
fish. Biggest fish I ever caught was an amberjack, and that thing weighed about 60, 70 pounds. It was big.
And I don't
Really
know,
big.
Si may have beat you.
Nope. Did she call a 60-pound amberjack?
Yeah, it's huge. I couldn't even
You're-
hold it.
you're
I
the
couldn't
winner.
even hold it up.
You're-
It was
he's-
awesome.
She's the winner. What
Yeah.
did you catch? Because you went deep sea fishing.
Well, that's
the only
where I
thing-
caught- that's
hooked
where
a
that
bunch
fish
of big
is,
fish,
yeah.
but the only thing I ever reeled in was, I mean, I've got pictures to prove it, is the head. Because
You
before
win.
I could get
You win.
a shark would always
Bridgette wins.
eat the body.
One for Bridgette, 0 for Si.
Well, good.
That's why, hey, this is just a news alert. If you fall in the ocean, you become part of the food chain, folks.
That is not fake news. That's real.
That's real.
I said news alert.
That is. You did good. That's not fake news. That's real. I know what you're gonna say,
Get real about it,
Mr. Jim.
Right.
Do we have more?
Let me ask one more question
Okay.
here. just so we can get into the record side, do you guys have any plans on recording any Christian music? Because I know faith is important to you guys.
Super important. We have songs. Well, we have a title that we've been throwing back and forth. Now I can't say it because we haven't written it yet, but we've been throwing it around. That's something that us three talk about a lot. I mean, we really do when we come together. That's a huge conversation between us, and we try to think about the fans that we have on Facebook and really pray for them because they do have prayer requests, and that's a huge part of our life and how we came together. But we are working on that. We're hoping to finish the record, Jim. We're working on that. So hopefully we're going to have more of that on the record, and we can have something pretty special on there for everybody.
Yeah, so the first portion of the EP, are you going to add to that, or are you going to, it's very common for somebody to put an EP out and then just add 4, 5, 6 more songs
Probably
and
add,
create the record?
Probably add some new songs on, waiting on those babies to be born to see what we're going to add, but hopefully we're going to move forward with the label and they're going to let us finish our record out. I would love that. I mean, I think y'all would love that, but I would definitely love that.
I like the process.
Well, you guys have an open invitation to come back here anytime to play not only the new stuff, but the stuff that's on the EP, but the newer stuff that you guys record.
We'll be excited to do that. It'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And just so you guys know, you guys should go check out Uncle Si and the Si-Cotics.com is the website, right?
Yep, correct.
Now, on that website, you have tour dates, and I do know that you guys have a show coming up here on July 21st. You want to tell everybody about that show?
Where are you headed? Where are you going? Do you even know? Where are you at right now?
I'm in Nashville right now.
Very good.
But we're going in the morning early, okay, and we're heading toward Knoxville, Tennessee, okay, and we're going to be at Cotton Eye Joe's, okay.
So Cotton Eye Joe's, everybody?
Yep, and we'll be live at 10 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, we're playing late.
us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
we're late.
Playing the late show. It's
Oh,
gonna be
you did
fun.
real
I've never played that venue before. I'm really excited to go play this venue.
Well, all the people I've told about that flying here,
Right.
okay, they've been saying, "Oh, you'll love it."
Yeah, I
It'll be
think it's a pretty
crowd
cool
and
place.
It's a good
Yeah.
place.
I think we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Well, talking about your guys' live show. Actually, let me go back to the store real quick. They have a great store where they sell t-shirts, which I love the black one, the black t-shirt. I think
That was your design.
Really cool.
That was y'all's design.
They got the trucker hats, of course.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And you got they got duck calls, and you also have is it the official iced tea cup? I think would you
It's
call it
there.
the
Oh, yeah,
official
yeah.
one? It is. It's pretty awesome. I'm thinking about picking one up for myself here because
You gotta send this man a tea glass, Si.
Do what?
You gotta
The
send this
story?
man a tea glass, yeah.
Okay, let me tell you about the story behind that right quick.
please do.
Mama sent that to me in a care package,
Welcome to our life.
okay, in 1968 when I was in Vietnam. So that thing has literally been over the world, everywhere with me. I spent 24 and a half years in the military, all the bases, all overseas, Germany, Vietnam.
And almost got it stolen in Nashville.
Yeah, yep. We was at an event and I set it down and I looked around and I said, "Hey, wait a minute, where's my glass?" And these are my bird dogs, by the way. Okay, and
It's
that's
now official.
another
Rough.
story.
Rough.
My bird dog looked around and told me,
Yeah.
"There it is."
We thought somebody had snagged it up.
We have to keep track of Si. We have to keep track of the cup too.
cup.
Right? Yeah. It needs to have its own Instagram.
Yeah, I think it does. I think
Yeah,
it's a great
you
idea.
need to have your own social page for that. Never mind, because we'll have to keep up with
I was
that.
gonna say, you want to add
Somebody
more
else
to
does.
our
He don't know the
Someone else
first
does
thing
it.
about that. Yeah.
because the cup cannot run it itself.
No.
Well, you guys do a fantastic job with live streams. We are a live stream show ourselves, so we kind of compare other live stream shows and things of that nature. You guys go for about an hour and a half sometimes, and you guys keep the actual connection with the fan bases, which is not easy to do. So congratulations on that.
Well,
for
thank you. We
being
tried.
able to do that.
Well, if we don't have fans, we got nobody to make music to
Yeah.
or for. So they're really important to us, and it's kind of awesome to be on there and be able to interact with them in a real life way. Like they literally have prayer requests, and we have prayer requests, and we can interact back and forth like that. And I think it's special to have that available where an artist can talk to their fan. I don't know. They feel like friends at this time, not like fans. That word is so thrown around, but I love being able to interact with them. I know y'all do most of the time.
Well, no, it's really, that's the reason I think that we are in this, okay? Is that we actually go out and impact people that we meet,
Try.
okay? That's the way I look at it at least. okay?
Yeah.
And faith is a big part of all of our lives, okay? And like when we say, tell you that Jesus actually puts us together, that's the truth.
That is.
Okay, because I tried to run away from doing
Oh,
music.
God, this is going to take all.
Yeah.
No, it ain't. I'm gonna give them the short version. That's why I said, I didn't go out on the ocean like Jonah did in the Bible. So God didn't have to send a big fish after me. Okay, I stayed on dry land, so He sent 2 bird dogs after me, and there's my bird dogs.
That's great. So, how is, because with new bands, when new bands form, right? There's this fun chemistry that you guys have when you're starting to play out together and be on stage together and kind of learn each other's kind of mannerisms on stage and different nuances of playing live and playing together. That has to be fun. You guys have to have some fun stories about trying to work this.
Is that supposed to be fun?
Well, it can be.
No,
just kinda
she's being
happens.
sarcastic here. Okay, so look, I'm telling you, the name says it all. Uncle Si and the Si-Cotics.
Yes, it does.
Everybody knows I'm crazy from the TV show.
All right.
Okay, and everybody's finding out that she's crazy and so is she.
No, that's not the
Okay?
case. The case is he drives you crazy,
No,
and it just
I don't
He does.
drive
it gets,
nothing on
it
this.
gets
They
on
were
you
crazy
like
to
a
begin
bad
with.
rash.
Right.
Don't
No,
get the sinus.
the process of, I tell you what, we're having fun with. We do have a ton of fun with our band. Our band is a lot of fun, and they are super good to us. We've got some of the best players. One guy I've worked with for 8 years of my life, my guitar player Brian, and I kind of roped him in. I was like, "Hey, B, I'm doing this thing now." Yeah, sure, I'll be there. But they, I think they had a hesitation when they showed up at first, kind of going, "What is this? How is this going to be?" And then when they arrived, they're going, "Hey, this is actually really good. Like, this is a lot of fun."
Everybody's reaction. What is this?
We got straitjackets, we got rubber chickens. I mean, we've got pieces that we're learning and still putting together, and every audience is a new audience for us, and every show is a new show for us. So I don't think we're ever going to get bored, I will say that, because we're not real sure what he's going to do ever, and we're not ever sure what's going to happen.
That
so we're
depends on
still
what kind of mood I'm in when I show up.
Yeah, I think we work on the music part of it. We're really good at honing in and working really hard to perfect the music part. The stage part, the interaction part just happens.
Yeah, it
Like
just,
there's
we don't
no
plan it out. It
working
just
on that.
happens.
It just happens.
We try to have something called a set list.
Yes.
You know that thing that you're supposed to go by? Yeah. Well, notice I said we try
So
to have
who
a
changed the set list stuff?
Oh, well, see,
A&E tried
This
that.
one.
A&E tried that with me on the TV show. Okay. I don't do good. I don't think any Robertson does good with rules
no, you don't
or
say.
limitations. Okay.
He doesn't follow directions
Yeah,
very
yeah.
well. He doesn't
No.
like to color inside the lines.
No, one night, literally, I thought we were done. I thought the show was done. I was like, all right, thank you so much. Da, 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 da. We
Yeah,
like,
they were saying good night.
thank y'all for being here. And he goes,
Yep.
I'm not done. And I'm like, oh, yes, we are done. That was the last song.
And I
That was the
brought
last
up the
song.
set list that we're just talking about. I said, y'all must have not looked at the set list. We've got another song on it.
No, Gina.
Oh, yes, we did.
No, Gina.
No,
You
no,
had
no.
said we weren't going to do that,
Jump
and then
back,
all of a sudden,
JoJo.
yeah. See, this is how it is.
JoJo.
You said about that band thing coming
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Watch it come together. This is 100% how it is all the time. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Hey, I got another song. Oh,
When he
okay.
says he's 13, he's 13.
Yeah.
He's 13.
He's
More
not
like a
70.
2-year-old toddler.
He's 13.
So y'all just don't understand how tough it is to be 13
rebel.
in a 70-year-old body and be going through puberty.
I understand
Like
how
I'm
it,
happening
I understand
right
how
now.
it is to be my
Okay.
age having to deal
Whole
with
It
it.
was rough enough when I was 13 for
so
crying
what's your
out
next
loud.
question? Let's just divert
Well,
from this
I think going into the record, I think the first song, as seen on TV, might showcase that sometimes Si could be fun and fun to work with. We'll say that because this song, the way you guys recorded it, was perfect. I thought it was where Si was singing, but he was talking. He was telling the story. We have Handcuffed to Willie. We have Jason Godwin about Black Panthers, and we have Phil with squirrels and snakes
Yeah.
in this song.
And she is a monster.
That was a one take song.
Okay.
Was it really?
She's
That really
a
was one
monster
take.
because look, we're in the studio. Okay, the band is done cranked off, and then she turns to me and says, okay, tell your story. And I go, what do you mean, tell my story? She said, you're on, buddy, you're live, tell your story. I looked at her
That's
like
the
she
only
was
time
crazy.
I ever made him shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was so
he was
proud.
really quiet.
No, that song, the concept for that, he is such a good storyteller. He really is. Like, I'm going to brag on you a minute. I mean, I really do love you through all of it. He really is a great storyteller. And you know when Chris Christopherson kind of sings a song and he tells you such a great story, and there's something about the tone and the timbre of his voice that brings you in and makes you want to hear that story. That's what I got from Si. And so it made sense, yes, to have something that was as seen on TV, because that's where we last saw him. But at the same time, I'm like, I really want to give him space to have that opportunity to be that storyteller. But me and Marsha love to aggravate him. So I was like, I really want to give us that space where we can aggravate him.
Yes. Yes.
And that was
a blessing to all three of us.
That was a one taker. It really was. I mean, the band went through and they recorded, we laid the track down the way that I wanted them to do that. And then I was like, really, Si, you're up. Just tell
I
a
got
story.
tickled at her and Chad when we've done it. And I'm sitting over on the couch and they're sitting over and she's talking to Chad and telling me, play that part again. And then they both look at each other after they play the whole song and said, and then Chad looks up at her and said, Bridgette, where did this come from?
Well, I get that from him a lot. But,
Yeah.
Well, I had to, even after all that, when we got the family's comments, I had to go back in with Chad after we got our EP together. I had to go in and go, okay, Chad, so I've got all of these comments from the family because, they've made fun of him for doing this music thing, and it's a thing that really hasn't been taken seriously. And I said, at this point, that we're serious about it and that he's serious about it. I said, so we gotta plug all these in now. And he's like, what? So there was so many different elements to that, and I'm hoping that when we complete this record, I really get to work all of those in. But there were just moments that the family was talking and saying stuff about him and the music and everything that we were doing. It was priceless, and it ended up being so fun to sit there with Chad. And he goes, I don't even know how you just put all that together. I'm like, honey, I'm letting Jesus guide me. I'm letting just
I
guide
looked
me.
at Chad because Chad would look at Bridget and said, where do you come up with this? And what do you mean? And he said, and here's the crazy thing. He looked at it and he said, here's the crazy thing. This is actually good. And it fits, for crying out loud.
It did fit.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool how all that came together. And that it was based, it's pretty much a one taker.
I love the part of the song where Si comes back. I think he starts talking about Phil and the squirrels, and you're like, did you just cut me off in the middle of
chorus,
Yeah.
interrupter.
I died. I thought that was
interrupter.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was all just natural. He just kept talking,
Yeah.
and then we'd get up on the mic, and it just felt like the appropriate time to say it. So all of that was timed out really well, but there really is a lot of prayer behind it, because you don't ever know what you're gonna get with this box of chocolates.
That song changes every show.
Yeah. We don't. We were on
know.
the Huckabee, and then all of a sudden you count to 2 and not to 3.
No, it was private because when I was clowning around and they always messing with me, so I just said, yeah, all right, I got something for you ladies today.
Yeah.
And then if I'm supposed to say like 1, 2, 3, when they said 2, I just,
Yeah.
and they both kind of just stopped.
It's all right. It's all right. We got him back.
Yeah. Yeah. He usually takes 3
keeps
steps.
He keeps us on our toes.
Governor Huckabee was behind the stage when I walked off, okay? I come walking up, and he's been over, and he's on his knees laughing. And I said, we got to go back out, sir. Sorry. And he said, I wish I had a rope. And I said, why? He said, because it'd be better if I had a rope around you and was dragging you back on stage.
Hey, we can put him in the show. You can't give me ideas like that. We'll call him and put him in the show.
Yeah. So I would say that would be, would that song be kind of a compass of what you guys are live? Would that be a fair showing of what we'd expect to see when you guys are live? Kind of that fun bantering back and forth entertainment?
It'd be a piece of it. It'd be a piece of it,
People-
because
Yeah.
there's a side that we all have like we're talking about, a firm agreement on, which is the spiritual side for us, and that part that leads us and allows us to do what we're doing. So you see a lot of that, but then you get a lot of this too. Like, we want to leave people with something that's going to make their life a little bit better, or make them think about something, or encourage them. So it's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of our spiritual side coming out, trying to give something to people between, the stage and the speakers that they can take home with them.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows this, okay? Making a living and living day to day, making a living is a drag. Okay, it really is. Okay, so when we're on stage, we try to break the monotony, okay? Get their mind off of their daily struggles with life, okay? And give them, an hour and a half of just, a break, for crying out loud. Laughter, okay? Because laughter is good for the soul.
Oh yeah.
Sure is.
Okay, and if I can make somebody smile or laugh and lift their spirits for an hour and a half, I think I've done my job. So
I need you to constantly lift my spirits instead of doing that other thing you do.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
There's a song, Garrison, that you guys have. I think it's the third song on the record. And Marsha, you take the lead on this. And this is kind of like your spotlight.
That is my favorite out of the whole EP. Okay,
Yeah.
It's her singing about her dad.
Yes.
And when we was actually doing it in the studio, she was having trouble because it was the memories. Okay, and Bridgette was saying, "Well, darn, you need," and I was just fixing to say, "Bridgette, no, we need to move on. She's having a emotional moment here." And then Bridgette and both her and Chad said, "Okay, no, I think it's good." Because, she was remembering, okay, and it was fresh in her mind that she's living with her dad. But that's my favorite song out of the whole EP album.
That's a special one for me. My dad died when I was 15, and I had tried to write the song for years, and it just never came together the way I wanted it to. And then I sat down with Bridgette, and 2 hours later,
Yeah.
Yeah,
2
she
hours
said
later,
she said Garrison, and I was like, "What is this Garrison thing? Like, where is that?" And so she tells me, and all I could see, I'd never met her dad, of course, because I met her much later in life. But all I could see from the way, it was more about the way she was talking about him, was just this man from Garrison. It's like all the story is encompassed in that word, and it came out in about that 2 hours, but it just got so vivid every time she would say Garrison. And I've, to date, never been there, but he made me think I had been there, and like I could see all of it. So it was pretty special to write that with her.
Here's the crazy thing about all these songs on our EP.
Is that you're on them?
That's really crazy too, but that ain't the part I was talking about. Is that, okay, some of the neatest things when we was doing it, okay, like chicken pudding, okay, she's got an uncle that gave her this title 5 years ago. Okay, then she meets me and Marsha, and we're in a hotel at Grand Opry Hotel.
in our own rooms.
In a suite.
Yeah, we don't all just get one big king bed and sleep together or nothing like that.
But anyway, all this comes about because of just crazy stuff, and like Bridgette's talking about, you can't make this up, okay?
And
it amazes me in the songwriting process and the music, everything, how all this comes together.
Chicken pudding.
It's just insane. Go ahead.
Gainesville, Georgia is a real place.
That's really the chicken capital of the world, by the way.
Really?
The
No,
Marjack
everything,
house
yeah.
is real.
No, it's there. It's everything in that
Dorsey
song's
Street.
real. Like we literally looked up. Marsha and I wrote that together at my farm, and I got a
2
big
o'clock in the
rooster.
morning.
Yeah, at 2:00 in the morning. But I got a big rooster that sits in the corner. Lo and behold, how all this works out. From an old investor in a different company that I was in, and they basically debone chicken. And so you'd always get something about chicken because you'd either get chicken or you get like some kind of little chicken sticker or whatever. So they gave me this great big rooster that I have sitting in the corner at the farm, and I'm like, we're gonna write this song. I mean, we have to.
He was our mascot.
I mean, he was our mascot. I set him on the table, and it just got more funny and funny as it went along. But I also discovered this. I don't write a lot of songs like that. Like, I'm getting to bring out a whole different side of me that I grew up with as a little girl. Like, the Hee Haw era, when those songs were out by Roger Miller and Buck Owens and all those, Jerry Reed, oh my gosh, Jerry Reed. And that is everything we had to channel to be able to write this song. And let me tell you, not being a Jerry Reed guitar player and trying to channel Jerry Reed is not an easy task. So we wrote that with the rooster on the table, and the more we looked up, oh my gosh, the funnier it got. We did an ab workout that night.
We did.
Yeah, we did. Who knew? My uncle just came in and said that one day. I got a song for you, and my family doesn't do that a whole lot. But I have my own crazy uncle, Uncle Mike, and he just took off with this chicken pudding. And when we called him, I said, what is it? He goes, it don't matter, just write the song. 5 years later, we ended up writing the song. We called him to say, hey, the song's been written.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, we got a question for you, Uncle Mike. What is chicken pudding? He goes,
I don't know.
sir, I don't really know. We was at a gathering and we were standing around the refrigerator and somebody said something and somebody else said, well, I bet that's better than chicken pudding. He said, we just laughed. So who knew? And who knows where song babies are going to come from.
Yeah, and the different types of song structures and sounds, I think you really showcase your ability to be able to be dynamic as a producer.
Well, thank you for
because
that.
you have there's songs, the sequencing, and just the way that you produced them. Because Huntin' Something, I believe that's the name of the song.
Yeah, hunting something.
That's a turn-up song. That's an Aldean type
Yeah,
song.
it's pretty
right
crankish.
there. And it's about the family, about the lifestyle. We kind of talked about that, but that is one of the songs that you turn up real loud. And
Yeah,
drive.
no,
The
it's got-
guitars are so good. You got to turn that up loud.
Yeah.
It's got a good,
Yeah.
it's a high energy song.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have fun playing that one.
We have a
with the
blast
band.
playing that. We have a blast playing everything. I mean, we've got such a diverse EP. We've got something for everybody. You know, if you're not into hunting something, if that ain't your world, then there are songs like Garrison and like Throwback Man. I mean,
Yes.
Throwback Man, everybody loves Throwback Man. I do too. It is a mixture, a combination of him and my papa. And then I think there's a lot of young guys out there we're discovering that are throwback men when they come to our shows. I think he's discovering that a lot. They're coming up going, hey man, I really like that song, because I think we've got more throwback men in this world than what we think we have.
Yeah, I agree. And Throwback Man was where I wanted to go to next because.
Well, see how I led that in?
Yes. When I heard
That's the producer.
when I heard the song, I thought to myself, Si can sing. You know, Si can sing. You know what I mean? There's a lot of singers out there, and there's a lot of entertainers out there. And you were a little bit of both when it comes to the music industry.
I appreciate that.
I think this song, Throwback Man, not only tells a great story about what you were just saying.
Yeah.
It showcases, and I said you have range. Now, I think you have some range as far as vocally goes, but you have a good tone in your voice. And I was like, yes, approval, the stamp of approval right there. So
I appreciate
you know.
that.
I felt, well, that was important too. I knew that we were going to have funny things. I knew with our personalities when we got together, I'm like, we're going to have fun. We're not going to have a problem having fun. Where we're going to probably run into the roadblock is being able to find a place where we can be serious.
Yes.
But because we have so many spiritual talks together, just about life, really, we kind of all three keep each other going, which is a beautiful thing. I mean, if I need advice for something, I can call Marsha, I can call Si. I'm not saying I'll get what I need from him, but I can attempt to make that phone call. But no, I knew that there was more in him the further that I got down the road, as far as my side as the producer and one of the writers on it. I knew there was more in him. And the more I was around him, I lost my papa 2 years ago, and he was my buddy, my fishing buddy, my Hee Haw watching buddy. He was my buddy for everything. I just wanted to be like Papa. It's the reason I can use a screwdriver. But the more I was around him, the more I was like, man, he is that guy. And I really miss that guy. Mm-hmm. And what a way to be able to kind of pay tribute to that and then showcase who he was. And I was like, people are going to really think that he can't sing. And I know he can. I know that he's got a story to tell, and he's going to do it his way. And you don't have to love it. We don't all love the same things. And you can even hate it if you want to. I mean, that's kind of strong, but we do get to love on the people that do love it back. So I think there's something for everybody, and stuff like that was very important for us to have some serious things, some serious moments to give to our audience.
He worked really hard on that, and as his daughter-in-law, that was a side of him that the public didn't get to see. Y'all got to see his funny side. You got to see his jokester, but that serious,
Well, people
man
always, yeah.
that's there. That's the core of who he is. We as family get to see that all the time, and now you guys get to experience that through that song.
People are bad about slotting you.
Yep.
Okay, because I'll use Gretchen Wilson as an example. Okay, when she first broke out in the music world, okay, she was kind of the record label pushed her as the bad girl. She sang bad girl songs, okay, which is okay, but the lady's got such a range, okay, voice wise, okay. And it's bad to slot or limit somebody like that. And like Bridgette always kept telling me, you know, because I said, well, I'm not musical. She said, you're a lot more musical than you know. Okay. She said, you can actually sing. She said, you've been told all your life being the youngest baby boy, okay, with a family of, 4 older brothers and an older sister. I done a lesson for Al for the church, and I actually learned that I had an identity crisis when I was young because of having older brothers and older sisters, because all I heard my whole life was, well, that Jimmy Frank wouldn't do it that way, or Judy wouldn't have done it that way, and I'm going, hey, I'm me, I'm not them. Yeah.
And this is all his.
Yeah. So so the song kind of, Bridgette said, hey, just be you, be who you are, and let it come out. Like when we was doing hunting something, and chicken pudding, go Jerry Reed on them, So when I started doing it, because I have people tell me that, you do have a good voice, okay. And that's, everybody wants to be accepted or approved on what they're doing, so it's just one of the things.
That was
I'm my own worst critic.
Yep.
So,
And that was a very challenging part of this process. And now we're kind of really letting them on the inside. But a really huge chunk of a challenge to this for me is somebody comes to me, like I got a phone call after we had met, we got along so well, like we were family already, and I get this phone call like, hey, you want to join the band? And I'm like,
this is a week after we met. Hey, you want to be part of the band, Bridge?
Maybe about 3 weeks, but that was pretty much it.
95% true.
Right.
Remember
but
that.
I remember what I saw on stage, and it's not that it was terrible, I remembered seeing that going, that bad? So it kind of took me a minute, and I'm like, and y'all had a show coming up that happened to be in South Carolina, which is where I'm from, and you kind of lost your lead guy. And at first that didn't even make any sense in my head. I'm like, why is this guy the lead guy? Like, this is the lead guy. I mean, it's a band of people, yes, but this is the lead guy. Why would you be the lead guy? So I had to kind of start thinking about that in a different way. And I told him yes. I said, we've got to get some more songs, and we've got to throw some other things into the show. We can't just stand there and do cover songs. And he can't be singing out of a book with his back to the audience. Like there were just so many pieces to this thing where I'm like,
when he's in front of a camera,
dear baby Jesus, are you for real right now?
When he was first on stage, he had such stage fright that he would stare at the ground or stare at his book.
Well,
he wouldn't make eye contact.
There was just this huge disconnect of whatever, but I love them. I'm like, if they're ever on the road, I would like to go and hang with them. And they had said, hey, if that Bridgette girl wants to come sometime. And I'm like, I'm not going to sing with them, but I want to hang with them.
She was like, the show ain't that great.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what they're doing, but I like them. And so moving forward with all of that, what I found to be the biggest challenge with him, not with her, but with him, is that confident spot that I don't know he ever got or had in the family. And it was kind of disengaging that crutch of, well, Willie kind of does that, or Willie does this, and being able to look at Si and go, this ain't Willie's thing. This is yours. This is the part of your life that God says, hey, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to spread a message in a different way, kind of doing it through a different vessel. And that was very challenging to get him to believe in him. So you see the guy on TV and you think, man, he is probably as confident as they come. And then you find out, nope, he is a real human being just like everybody else. He's scared to death. He's scared to death to fail. He doesn't want it to go south. And I understand that. He's the baby of the family, and he had never really done anything on his own. And collectively, Duck Dynasty was all those guys together, so he had none of those people around him. He's got, as he calls us, 2 bird dogs. So it was very challenging to get him to understand, you can do this. If this is what you want to do, you can do this. And so through a lot of prayer and a lot of bird dogging, we'll call it, we finally got to a good place one day where he was able to listen to his own music. And it's ours collectively, but I'm just speaking for him right now as one of the challenges. And go, man, this is actually really good. And to get him to love it back like the way we hear him, probably like the way you listen to the record and go, that is so endearing to hear that man sing that song. Wow, that means so much.
Yeah.
It's hard to get him to believe in himself that way. And now he's just really cocky, and so we just have to...
Now we need the rope.
Yeah.
Kennedy.
Now we need the rope, right? No, I'm just glad
Welcome
that
to
he's
our
happy with
inner
him.
world here,
Yes.
folks.
But I know
We're
that's
getting
going
really personal.
That's going a little bit deeper, but that was a challenge. That was a challenging part with this record is getting him to have the confidence in himself, and then getting him to walk out live on stage and have that confidence to do it. And CMA week, man, we got to do CMA week. We had one of the best. I loved every single. I cried at the end of it. Now we'll get really personal. I cried because I was so proud. I was so proud of the way the shows went. I was so proud of our team, the people around us. We can't do this without people around us. But I was proud of him. And we did not make out on stage, but I was so proud of him when he finished.
You did kiss me on the cheek.
I did
The
kiss him on
fact
the
that you
cheek.
have to preface
Well, I
that.
just wanted to make sure, like before I said I kissed him, well, you know, like this ain't like some weird thing up in this band. But I was so proud of him at that moment and the way that he just stepped out there and he really, I said, you just go hand them what they need. That's basically what you do. And I was so proud of him that I couldn't do anything but just look at him and go, and so that was a challenging part, but we got a lot better with it, and I think it's some of it's time.
Yeah.
He's been behind a camera forever. Like this is very comfortable to him, but to get in front of live people and actually bear that part of his soul was really challenging and hard. But he's come a long way.
It's raw. On stage, it's raw.
Yeah.
Well, it's a different thing, okay? Because like on the TV show, people ask me, what was the major difference between TV show and then doing music on? And I said, well, you got to understand, the TV show was just a blast because all I had to do was show up and be me. Okay. Now, the music world, no, that's an entirely different story.
Because you actually have a job now.
He
I've
actually
actually
has to work.
got to work.
You have a job now.
Okay, yeah, I've actually got to work because like I do 4 days a week I'm with my voice coach and we go over the music and he's telling me, no, you can't hold the microphone so close, you're blowing everybody's ears up, and there's all this, like Bridgette's favorite little thing is always, Si, it's got a lot of working, moving parts to it. And I said, Bridge, I know, I'm finding it out. Give me a break, give me a little more time.
Yeah, it was.
I did give you a break, but I wanted to make him better too, and I wanted him to know that this was something he could do. Half of the battle with this was him believing in himself to be able to do it, and I think it's probably like, we're not Garth, but I'm going to reference it this way. It's kind of like when Garth does something, and he's like, I wonder if anybody's going to show up. And I know that man sold out mega amphitheaters and everything that he's done, but you still wonder if they're going to show up. Are they going to show up and listen? Are they going to show up and care? And I think that's been part of the encouragement too. I think our audience is part of the encouragement because they do show up and they do care, and we get to love on each other back and forth, and that's a special thing that the vessel of music brings to people outside of other ways that we get to people and we're able to love on them. Facebook. Facebook Live's a great way that we get to interact, and at the end of the day, that's all it's about. It's about that music and it's about that interaction. And it's about those two things coming together. So I think after he saw the evidence of that, for show after show that we've done now, I think you're having fun now. It looks like you're having fun. You're tricking me real good if you're not.
No, it's kind of hard to describe. People don't understand, okay, because you was telling me, okay, there's something that no one else can take away from you, okay? When you go on stage and you start when you keep telling me, start when you're ready.
When you feel
Okay?
it. Yep.
When you get ready, you start. Don't worry about it, the guitar, the band, and keep playing it till you get ready to sing. and the space between here and the audience, okay? That don't belong to anybody but me when I've got the microphone and I'm fixing to sing. Okay, and they can't take that. Okay, now you can give it away. Okay, but if you're doing what you're supposed to do, okay, they can't take it. Okay, and that's what's been happening like at the 2 shows we're talking about, okay? Is I took that space and I'm not giving it up.
You did like a boss too. I was so proud.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Like a
okay?
CMA
And
week
that's,
boss, baby.
I'm getting chill bumps because it is an emotional thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you're connected, and we had one event and I done it and I connected so much that I got
you
so
disconnected
involved.
with the lyric.
yeah, I got so involved and got so connected I forgot my song that I was singing. Okay, so that's
Which is
where you-
normal. It's
Which is okay, it's
very
real.
normal.
It's
Yeah.
real.
It just proves that you're human for
Yeah.
crying out loud.
Oh, you can prove that you're human really well.
Yeah.
But it's a neat thing to go through.
And the
okay?
reception.
And I'm still going through the process, you know, and I hope I never quit going through the process of trying to get better at my craft.
Well, that's a good thing. That means that you're
So, yeah.
you love what you do and you're serious about
Oh, I
what
love it
you
because like you said, you look like you're having fun.
do. Yeah,
Well, my motto is, if I can't have fun,
he ain't gonna do it.
I ain't
Yep.
showing up.
Yep. The reception from the public though has been great. Like we've had
For the most part. I mean, some people hate it that that's
We've
what
had
he's
the
doing, but
critics,
either way, this is what we're
The
doing.
naysayers.
But like talking about our Facebook lives, I look forward to my Mondays because I get to talk to the fans. I get to talk to those people that love what we do and that are excited about what we do. And that connection is just, it's awesome. And then you see their faces in the crowd. You get to meet up with them and they're like, we watched you on Facebook Live and we're always on there. And it's just that love. We were actually driving back from one of our events during CMA week, and we were on the freeway and pulled up next to this car that had
Oh, this was fantastic.
his face on the back, and we had just finished, or we were in the process.
We finished the
of-
celebrity softball tournament.
Yeah,
We were coming back from the
doing a
softball
Facebook
tournament.
Live because we end up doing them in the car for some odd reason because we're always going somewhere. And Si said, those people are laughing. I swear they're watching our Facebook Live, and we're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever.
Sure they are. Yeah, sure they are.
And
Well,
Everybody's watching our Facebook Live.
we pulled up next to them, and there's this sticker
His head
of his head
is on the back.
of the car, and we're like, maybe they are watching Facebook.
I was like,
Live.
Si, we're doing this. This is about to happen.
And
He's
they-
like, what are we
they
doing? Is
pulled
this
up
going to
and
happen?
He rolled the window down and waved at him, and they waved back, and then you can see it's like this spotlight went on in their head, like this
Then they
light
said,
bulb went on
"Oh
in their
my
head,
goodness, there's him."
and they're trying to catch up with us, and she pulls out her camera to take a picture of him, and it's just moments like that where life is funny.
They just thought I was the crazy lady driving. Like, why is this lady
She's
trying to
on
run
the
me
road.
over?
They were looking at telling her, we're going to have to fall off the
This
road.
lady is crazy.
We are crazy.
Well, we are, but I'm
the
just, I mean,
Si-Cotics.
that was a sweet moment. That was a fun moment.
Yeah. Well, there's one more song on here on the record, and when I heard it for the first time, I thought it was a very clever play on words. And I hope I get this right. Hee Haw. Okay.
I can see her Yee Haw. Yes. Yes.
And it took me a while to start dialing in on what you guys were saying on it, and I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop laughing. I just thought it was like one of those, not laughing like joking, but it's just like great, penmanship, good
Well, thank you.
songwriting. Who wrote that song?
Okay,
So
I gotta
I,
give her kudos on her producing and the arrangement
Yes.
of the EPs and the songs. Okay,
Si.
because this was her brainchild, okay, of how to do this. Okay, and like she said before, we've got I don't even know the correct word, an array of all kind of different songs for everybody.
It's a gumbo.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a big
I
old
told people when they
Louisiana
said-
gumbo.
Okay, said, look, Uncle Si, if I come to see you in the Si-Cotics, what can I expect? And I said, well, the big black cauldron that witches use to do their brew? I said, well, you get that, first of all, and then you throw in Jerry Reed, You throw a little hip hop in there. You throw some country and western. Bring Ray Stevens
Country
in.
and western.
Yeah, Ray Stevens, throw Roger Miller in there, and then you take a big boat
You
paddle.
forgot the rapper.
Yeah, and throw a rapper in there on top of that. And then you take a boat paddle and you do this, and then voila, stand back, and that's what you get.
That song,
really
you
is.
smell really good, by the way.
I do what?
He smells really good, by the way. That's just a random side note. I know you can't smell through the lens, but he smells really good.
And that's a joke.
He took a shower.
Look, no,
Yeah, you did take a shower.
No, I know, but that's a joke. Okay, my Al, Phil's oldest son, him and Lisa gave me a gag gift. Okay, and the name of it is the Bod. Okay, well I mix that with my deodorant when I spray it. Okay. And my wife loves it, and I said, the joke is on the joke.
See, another joke is on the joke.
So let's get back on the
Yeah, I was
path
gonna
here.
say, I got it. That
We
song.
were sidetracked.
Yep.
Chasing rabbits.
See, you gotta have those lights just to lead it back.
Yeah.
No, that song. So I actually love this story. So Alyssa Moreno, who wrote Every Day for Rascal Flatts, I was writing with her. And Alyssa is a Pisces like I am, but we are two separate Pisces. She likes to come in and light incense and bring energy and open the windows. And like, I'm like, Liz, we don't need, I got a guitar. I don't need to do all this stuff. And so this
Sound like a
particular
flower
day,
child.
yeah, she's definitely a flower child. So this particular day I said, listen, I got 2 hours. We got to get on a song if we're going to get something written today. I literally have 2 hours, and I hate to time frame it like that. And even if we get on something and we only get half of it done, we'll come back to it.
That seems to be the trend with you writing songs.
Okay. Yeah, I seem to be under pressure all the time. And she goes, okay, and that literally is how she talks. And I'm sitting there, and we're in the middle of this driving, kind of rocking thing, and I'm on that, and I love stuff like that. I mean, that's usually my go-to. Ballads really have to knock me down to want to write them, but when I do fall in love with them, then I feel like those stories need to be told too. But this day, we were rocking. I mean, we were in the middle of something, and she goes, I need to tell a story. And I'm like, no, you don't need to tell a story. We have 2 hours. I told you when I came in. And she's like, no, I need to tell you this story. I think you will like it. And I'm like, no, Mrs. Rogers, you don't need to tell me. And she goes, well, she just continues to tell me. So my friend from California came into town. Yeah. My friend from California came into town, and I'm like, fantastic. Okay, so I got this line. She goes, no, there's more. She said, my friend from California, she came into town, and she was on a cleanse. And I'm like, normal California behavior, 10-4. All right, let's get back on the song. Well, no, she couldn't drink. And I'm like, well, most of the time when you're on a cleanse, you can't drink anything. You know, you got to like ex-ante alcohol. And she said, but we took her to Tootsie's. And I'm like, why would you take your friend
to
Tootsie's and she can't have a drop of alcohol? That's like the worst thing. No. So she started drinking, and I'm like, imagine going to Tootsie's in Nashville, and she started drinking. She said she had a really good time. I know a lot of people that had a really good time. She said, and then she got drunk, and I'm like, yes, when you continuously consume alcohol.
This is the normal
Yeah, that's
pattern here.
that's the procedure. She said, and then all of a sudden, her Yee Haw side came out. I said, wait.
Oh my God.
What did you just say? And she goes, I said, her Yee Haw's like all of a sudden she just had this hillbilly, like this countryside that she had like a twang all of a sudden. And I'm like, did you just say her Yee Haw side came out? And she goes, yeah, it came out.
This angel just turned into an animal.
Yes, and then all the redneck angels came to meet me in that room that day. And I said, let's stop everything. We are writing a song called I Can See Her Yee Haw. And all I could see was, if you've ever seen Sweet Home Alabama, when she comes back from New York and she's got like her fancy car and her fancy shoes, and she's just fancy now. But then she gets in the middle of that bar, and all of a sudden her accent comes back, and Bobby Ray's there, and all these things are happening.
is back.
You got a baby in a bar. And so all of the Alabama comes back out of her, and that is the only girl I could see. And I said, we have got to write this song. We have got to write I Can See Her Yee Haw. And she goes, what does that even mean? I said, the great thing about this is it doesn't even matter. People can make it mean whatever they want to make it mean. But to me, it was, I Can See Her Yee Haw. Now, here's what happened later as I was playing this at shows, long before I'd met them. They were like, that song, I mean, I really like it, but oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God, what? And they're like, really? You're saying I can see her Yee Haw? And I'm going, what are you saying? where's your mind at?
Yeah.
So people interpret that song 1,000 different ways.
Yeah.
But for
But
me,
if you listen to the lyrics,
Yeah,
it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
What you're talking about.
yeah, and so I grew up on Hee Haw with my papa. I just made a bunch of rhymes. I might write a
Nice.
song today. And when we had I Can See Her Yee Haw and then showing off her Hee Haw, I'm like, that literally could be me. I mean, it could be me and 1,000 other country girls out there, or millions more. And so that song had been sitting there for all these years, and I would play it out at writers' nights or play it at my shows before I met them. And man, the more I started thinking about this record, the more I was like, that song fits this record. We got to put
I
that
heard
song
that
on this
song
record.
and I'm like, Bridgette, I've got to sing that
Here's
song.
here's
I
what
love
Si
that song.
here's what Si says. Si goes, I love it. Phil ain't gonna like it, but I love it. But thank you for
Yeah.
liking that song. It
Yeah.
was a challenging song to write. Like Chicken Pudding was a challenging
Yeah.
song to write. Those songs are kind of really hard to figure out because they can get cheesy pretty quickly, and so you've got to really use all of your craft to be able to write that. But thank you. That was
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun to be able to write both of those.
Most EPs that have been released, I'd say in the past, I don't know, 3 years, have been kind of like records for either shopping to labels or shopping for a deal, and it has music on it that doesn't really fit what a record would be. But with this record, you could see how the transition wasn't that way at all. It was almost like
That girl was not invited to the party.
we're gonna
That
we're
girl
gonna
in the
record
truck drove off
this
the
record.
cliff.
Yeah.
We weren't going to write that. We weren't going to
Yeah.
do it. We had more to say than that, and
Yeah.
I know that's the world that we live in. I know we're like hats flipped back, t-shirts on, and skinny jeans. If you ever wear skinny jeans, but
I got a pair of them.
we
Go on
had.
Facebook Live.
You know, we're different artists, so there was different music to get out of
Yeah.
us, and we really didn't do this to go, hey, radio, play us. We didn't do this to go, hey, record label, pick us up. We did this to be able to make some good music and make it from a good place and use language that I feel like other people in the world have, and to give something new and fresh out there that they can relate to in a different way. You think about all these young people that are out there that come to our shows. They didn't grow up on music like that. They probably don't even know who Buck Owens is. Lord, if you say Conway Twitty, they're going to be really thrown for a loop.
Yeah.
Well, and that's missing right now, is that comedy relief, that fun throwback to the artists that pioneered where we're at.
Oh, yeah.
That's what was so crazy about this whole process, okay? Because when we was doing it, writing it, putting music to it, recording it, all that, then I'm sitting here and like I said, I'm my worst critic, okay? And I'm looking and I'm trying, how can I wreck this train and get off of it?
Oh, you can wreck anything.
No,
He tried.
I'm serious. That's what I was saying. And then I kept listening to it, and I said, but this is pretty amazing because each of them has got their place. Okay, and that's her producing. Okay, she's done a fabulous job with it.
We are so proud
from
of her.
as seen on TV. Okay, like it's funny. Her name is Bridge. Okay, and as seen on TV is building a bridge, taking me from TV to the music world. You know,
Yeah.
and then the other stuff is just kind of showcasing, okay, our collective talent. Okay, and it's actually, and I hate to, I listened to it and I said, yeah, I'm the idiot singing that, and it's still good.
I tried,
Just,
the
it's
challenge,
amazing.
the challenge, like I said, of being able to just work with one artist and look at that one artist when I'm producing one artist is you just focus on that, only just whatever their lifestyle is, whatever their background is, and usually I am working on that girl in the truck. Lord, that girl in the truck's got to be tired by now, but and she got to be tired of wearing shorts all the time.
She needs to be retired.
And that her toenails always have to be pink and there always has to be lip gloss. But, usually I'm working with those artists. I'm gearing them up for radio. I'm finding the artist in them and finding new sounds and new ways to make their music. There's one that I'm really proud right now. He's been able to he's gone into the 30s now on the Music Road chart, which is fantastic. It's just not a target that we really, not that we don't care about radio. Radio's a beautiful thing, and there are stations that are playing our music, but not anything I expected had to sit in that pocket of all those songs on the station. So the beautiful thing about this is it challenged me as a producer even more from what I'm used to producing to go, whoa, I got to dig way, way deep into my roots. Like I could get a shovel for this to figure out what this is. And once I get there, I've got to figure out the right language to say it now.
Yeah.
Like how would those guys talk now? And also to be honorable about it, because I grew up on music like that. I didn't want to take this and dishonor any of that good old boy music that we've been able to listen to that really did build where we are right now, regardless of the girl in the truck. But it was challenging, but it was fantastic and fun at the same time to be able to find and use new sounds for this and be able to use language now, but right back then when you put the songs together. So as the producer of it, to have Kenny Greenberg was in there, and I'm like, man, you about to chicken pick. And I mean, we're really going there. Like, he goes, you mean like bang bang? And I'm like, I mean bang bang. That's where we're going. I need all the bang bang you got in that guitar. So it was fun, but yeah, it's kind of been a long road of trying to figure artists out, but 3 artists collectively together. And then me usually doing what I do and trying to figure out how to remain one of those artists in it, because we're individual artists in this, even though we're collectively all together. That was an interesting concept.
It's like baking.
And it worked.
And Jesus built a wonderful
Jesus built some cool stuff here, for
thing
real.
here.
No, that's the best part of this, because I always tell them, I said, well, how did y'all get together? I said, well, Jesus was in a weird mood one day, and he's looking down from heaven, and he said, I think I'm going to take that little young lady over there in Idaho, and then we're going to come back down south, and I'm going to stop right here in Nashville, and I'm going to pick that little girl up. And then we're going to head further south, and I'm going to go, that crazy guy right there. And I'm going to throw these 3 together and just see what they can come up with musically.
Yeah, if you'd have told me,
here we are.
if you'd have told me, I've told them this before, if you'd have told me that I was going to be playing music with some 70-year-old guy later in my music career, I'd have been like, all right, you're on the special drugs. I know there are people on drugs, but you're really hallucinating.
All her songwriter friends thought she had lost her
No,
mind.
they did. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I had
thought
one
she was
literally
dying.
look at me and say that, hey, are you good? And I'm like, what do you mean, am I good? Like, are you really going to do this? And I'm like, no, I've really already done it. Like, it's happening. Like, it's there. And they're going, okay, I mean, your name's attached to that, right? I'm like, oh, my name's all over it. I mean, if this thing goes sideways, my name's all over it. But they really did. All of my peers in the business, they thought I had flipped my script, and they were like, okay, well, I mean, maybe you were just looking for something to do. No, actually, this found me.
Yeah.
And
Most of them just said, oh, no, she's just taking his money. That's what most of them.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
My bank account says that's
What
real
money?
funny.
What money?
Right? My bank
what
account
money?
says that's real funny, but
Well, change is scary in the music industry as well, too.
oh, it was terrifying and beautiful at the same time. I never at one point in time when I was working with them or I was working with this project, never at one point in time did I question what I was doing. The best way I can put it when I'm explaining it to people is I had a very clear sound vision. It's like I could see the sound, even down to our photo shoot. When we got to the photo shoot situation, I'm like,
The hair.
okay, I've got ideas for this. I didn't think it all the way through because I ended up getting burnt, and then I didn't think I could, I'm like, I could catch him on
and we're
fire.
thinking about me because if my hair
Hairspray
caught
in
on
his
fire,
hair.
I'd
She's got a sparkler in her
Yeah.
mouth. We're like,
Yeah.
But
probably not the brightest idea there.
But the songs naturally, they organically came about. Now, given I'm allergic to duck feathers and was choking in the bed when the first 2 arrived.
Ironic.
But very super ironic. But this
Yeah.
all happened in such an organic way that regardless of judgment of other people or them asking me if I was crazy, if I was out of my mind in what I think was the best way. And he drives you to insanity anyway. So I was right where I needed to be. I was following right down the lane I needed to be. But I don't know. I'm really proud of it. I'm proud of being out of my mind and doing what I'm getting to do with you guys.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Should we take a few more questions?
Yeah, we have time for one last
Damn.
question. This is our last Facebook question. This is to the group from Robin in Ohio, who asked, who came up with the band name The Si-Cotics, and what other names did you consider for the group?
That's one of them things that we'll just have to disagree on about how it came up. No, truthfully, my daughter-in-law came up with the name.
It was a joke, actually.
Which is a joke on the
Which is-
joke.
Which happens a lot.
You know, par for the course here. Everything was Si this and Si that, and I went, well, it could be Uncle Si and the Si-Cotics since we're all crazy. And it just kind of
And
stuck.
boy, that stuck.
Yeah.
And it's just true. It's so true. And now our fans are our psychos.
There are
as they have
psychos.
named themselves.
And that makes me the head psycho.
That you're the
And
head
you
psycho.
are.
Yes.
You are.
That's confirmed.
It's a confirmed sighting.
Is that all the questions we got?
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we're running out of time, and I know you guys have to
What'd I
be
tell
in
you?
downtown.
What'd I tell you?
Yes,
How many of your questions did we answer?
all of them.
Oh, good. We got through all the questions. I'm so
Yeah.
proud of
Call.
Yes.
Normally we get through
Call
like
the
2 or
record
3.
keepers.
Call the record keepers.
All right, call the record keeper. There's got to be a record.
Which is good. Is there anything that you guys might want to share? You guys shared a lot of great stuff. To our fan base, we're on RFD TV's Facebook page. We're on our 615 Hideaway page. People who might have seen you for the first time, anything you might want to say to them or anything
Mine
like
would
that?
be just please join us on Facebook Live. I mean, please come and hang out with us. We kind of do it as a hangout
Yeah.
thing, and we try to interact with you guys and let you tell us, stuff going on in your life so you can know stuff going on in our life.
Sometimes
and come
we
be our
have-
friend.
Sometimes
come be
we
our
have
friend.
church. Sometimes
And
we
come
have
to our gigs.
Yeah.
Yes, come see us. We would
We
love
have
to
paying
see
See
you.
us
gigs
live. For crying out loud.
It's an experience.
You might get a rubber chicken.
You might.
Or you might put a straitjacket on.
And you guys sell merch at your shows too?
Yeah,
We do.
we definitely have merch. We've got duck calls. You
Duck
know, we
calls.
had to have duck calls.
You gotta
Come
have
on,
them.
yeah.
Hats.
Sometimes, occasionally, we can get Si to do a little duck call solo for us. But we got hats, shirts.
Well, hey, they're always tuning up their guitars and their drums, and I said, hey, I forgot. Let me get my instrument out and play it, tune it up.
But yeah, we do have merch. You can get it on Uncle Si and the Si-Cotics.com, and that is spelled Marsha.
SICOTICS.
Right. Don't put us in that other category. We're in this category.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us, though.
Well, thank you guys.
This has
And
been fun. Thank you.
there's an open invitation for you guys to come back whenever you want.
Thank you.
Individually by
Appreciate
yourselves
that.
or as a group
Cool,
or
thank you so much.
Oh, it'll
whatnot.
be as a group.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're in Nashville area, right? Or
I am.
in Tennessee?
I am.
You said you're not in the country. You're in the
Chantry.
yes,
The chantry is a little further than the country.
yes. Yeah. I was enjoying your guys' Facebook lives. If you guys want to go on their social media pages and go back, watch their videos. It's funny.
Don't miss the one where he did our makeup.
Yep, that's
Find
yes.
that one.
And-
so pretty.
Hey, the girls have never looked better.
Neither
Okay.
has Si.
Yeah. And you have a guitar. Is it LCL
Oh, cool.
out of California? Did I say that right?
Yep, sure is. LSL Instruments, okay, and I've got 3, okay, and we've got a thing about numbers, okay, and the reason I ordered 3 is there's the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, okay, and they're God's guitars, okay. He allowed me to make the money, okay, and here's the clincher of it all. I can't play a guitar.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm learning, I'm working on it. But right now I can't play it, and I ordered these 3 very expensive guitars, okay? One of them is gonna be for me, okay? One will stay with the band, okay? And whoever the lead guitar at the time is will have one, okay? And then there's an 18-year-old kid that is trying to help me learn how to play it. He gets one.
And then you're gonna make these. They're gonna be up on our website too.
Yep.
We got to
Yep.
figure all that out, but
Yep.
soon they'll be
Yep.
up on the website too
So
for purchase.
people could order them if they wanted
Yep.
to.
Yeah, absolutely. They're
Yeah,
gonna
if
go
you're
up on the website.
Santa Clara, California is where it's at.
Yeah.
LSL Instruments, okay?
Nice.
But like I said, they're expensive, okay?
Yeah.
But it's a good guitar. It's the
They're
top.
And you're
it's the
working on
top
that.
of the
They're
line
beautiful.
guitar.
Yeah,
And you're
he
working on that
actually-
left-handed one, right?
You
Well,
actually,
see, that's a problem. Left-handed is a problem. They don't make them. I've already checked into it.
you actually had
But-
it on your Facebook Live
Yeah,
the other day,
yeah,
didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
They're beautiful.
What's neat about this is, is that even if I don't play it, if I've got it strung over my shoulder,
Okay, George Strait.
you're gonna see, you're gonna see what I really want you to see, and that is the gospel symbols, okay, which is a arrow coming down from heaven, God becomes flesh, the cross, Jesus died on the cross for my sins and your sins, okay. The next one is a tomb. They killed him. He was buried, okay. The grave couldn't hold him. He rose from the dead, spent 40 days and 40 nights proving his resurrection. And then the other arrow, he ascended bodily, okay, back to the Father. And he's sitting there 724 looking down on me and said, "You done it again, didn't you, dummy?" But hey, count the cross for that, Father. And then Jesus has got one thing left to do. Come back.
Come on back.
Yep.
Come back and get us.
Come back and get
Which
me.
is neat. Yeah. And Bridgette said, "Anytime, Lord."
Any day now. Yeah. We also have that symbol also appears on all of our merch. That was the thing that we
nice.
also agreed on at the very beginning, that every piece of merch that anybody buys, it would be on there.
Because see, I tried to run from the music. And then he said, guess what? Look out, because here comes roof. The bird dogs are coming.
So here we are, Uncle Si and the roofs.
In the roof. Well, we will end the show, and again, thank you guys so much for coming on
Thank
the
you
show.
for having
Thank you for
me.
having us.
Really
Thank you
had a
for
good
having
time. You got me on this side of the camera, which I never do.
How does it feel? You feel
Well, I
strong?
was very nervous when I think I called you Robinson instead of Robertson.
Well, that's okay. That's all right.
A lot of people do.
So
It's
we will.
okay.
I'll work on
Well, I
that
didn't
mistake.
want them to get confused that she was a cougar or something when you
Yes.
said Robinson.
Yeah. That's okay. These cards seem to do okay. So
No,
I
the bird
think
dog.
you're all right.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean,
She's not a
you guys
cougar,
were
she's
great,
a bird
so-
dog.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel comfortable. I think I stopped sweating halfway through, so everything was.
See, you did
It's
it.
not that
You're a
bad,
pro
is
now.
it?
You're
If
a
he
pro
can do
now.
it, you can do it.
Yeah, I did prefer that side of the camera, but this is not.
No,
not
that was one of the
No,
funniest
everybody
things.
gets to see you on this side.
Yes.
Yeah, that was one of the funniest things during the show. Okay.
Is this
that
gonna be a
one-
long-
You know,
No,
this interview is over. You know
Yeah.
that.
The interview is
This
over.
is the encore.
Cut it.
See, this is the interview is over.
The interview is over. Right, shut up.
Well, thank you guys. Again, you're watching the 615 Hideaway. We had Uncle Si and the Si-Cotics here. Till next time, we'll see you later.
Thank you guys.
Right.
Thank you so